As we enter into America's 250th birthday, this park will be open to everyone to experience freedom, of expression, freedom of nature, freedom to engage, and also using Susie King Taylor's a quote from her book in which she says, "It is with unbounded joy that I am free."
You are invited to join the national celebration of a women's history-making moment. The Susie King Taylor Escape to Freedom program is a new member of the National Park Service National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom. Hermina Glasshill, you just saw her right there. She is right here. She's the president of the Susie King Taylor Women's Institute at the Liberty County Historical Society. She's also an award-winning public historian, museum curator, eco-womanist, and philanthropist, and much, much more. Those are just some of her titles. Donald Lovett is the chairman of the Liberty County Board of Commissioners. They join us now with more. Wow, thank you so much for being here, especially to talk about, this is a tremendous honor.
Indeed it is. We are just so thankful and so grateful that the National Park Service thought it not robbery to include Susie King Taylor's story, which is important not only locally and regionally, but it is included in the national narrative of American history. And we're just really thrilled that she's on the National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom program.
Okay, so Hermina, let me back this up. About 10 years or so ago, when I first met you, you had just moved here from Atlanta, and your words to me back then were that you wanted to make Susie King Taylor a household name, and fast forward, that is coming to fruition.
It is. It is through partnerships with the county, the Historical Society, and other entities throughout this area that they have joined in this mission. It's really a movement, including what has happened here in Savannah with the renaming of the Taylor Park. It's a part of this big, larger movement and vision, and we are just so thrilled that after 10 years of working hard at this, that people know her name.
Yeah. Now, Chairman Lovett, I read that you said that this is an honor that is long overdue. Having been born and raised in Liberty County, what does this mean to you personally?
Having been born and raised in Liberty County, all of my primary years in school, I'd never heard of Susie King Taylor. Wow. One day, just by reading an article, I discovered her and said, "Who is this lady?" And from that point on, I've been intrigued by her story. Then I happened to have the opportunity to meet Hermina at a presentation, and we connected. And as I say, the rest is history. I invited her to come down to Liberty County to talk about Susie King Taylor. And she did, and she drank the water. Yeah. And she moved to Liberty County. So we both share in this story that's, there's a Negro scripture said, "Ain't no stranger now."
Yeah.
Susie King Taylor ain't no stranger now.
So let's talk about the park right now, which ain't no stranger to anybody right now, because that is opening soon, and you recently received a big boost. Tell us what that means to the program, and also what that means to Liberty County, because you are on the map.
We are. The park had been there in kind of a rundown state. Once we found the connection between the park and where Susie was from in the immediate area, and the nearby Jones Creek, which was the escape route, Hermina, I said, "Hermina, help."
Yes.
And she was able to help to pull that web that together, connect the dots, if you will. And so now we've taken that park, and it's beautiful, even in its state as it is now. It's going to be finished in April, but it's beautiful. Waterside. Phase 1 is there now with the park and the walking trail, those kind of things. We're going to do a nature trail and a fishing pier. So it'll be done in phases, but it's coming along beautifully.
And Hermina, you recently received a big boost to help with this effort.
Yeah, we received a $25,000 grant from the Georgia Power Foundation to be a part of the capital campaign in raising funds for these various phases of the park. And as Chairman Lovett has stated, it's beautiful. Again, I have to say thank you to you, Kim. 10 years ago, nearly 10 years ago, on that very site, you came out. And we are so grateful for you following the story and helping us to tell that story. It's a big part of why people know about Susie King Taylor, and I thank WSAV for that.
Now, Commissioner Lovett mentioned something about connecting the dots. When I first met you, you were in the cemetery actually connecting the dots grave by grave to find out more about Susie King Taylor.
That's right. I was mapping a cemetery, looking for some of her ancestors who were affiliated with the Midway First Presbyterian Church and the historic Midway Church. In fact, Susie King Taylor was married at the historic Midway Church. And so it's just a beautiful manifestation of what comes together when we all work together, because it's not just me, it's a community. It's our community. She is our heroine of freedom, and she belongs to all of us. So I'm just so glad to be able to contribute to this in this way.
Okay, we have about 10 seconds left, but you do have a documentary coming up.
Yes, yes. There is a new documentary about Susie King Taylor and her life in Liberty County. Since this new recognition is around the National Underground Railroad Network to Freedom, we are trying to tell the story of her connection to the Underground Railroad, which did not go north, it went to the ocean. And that's very important. As a person of Gullah Geechee descent, she is a part of this ecological embrace of the land, history, and culture.
Wow, thank you so much, Hermina Glass-Hill. Chairman Lovett, we appreciate you so much. Here's the information on your screen. The grand opening of Susie King Taylor Freedom Park is Monday, April 13th at 10 a.m. That's at 2059 Isle of Wight Road in Midway, Georgia. You can find more information and see this interview again anytime by going to our website. That's wsav.com/community corner.